Now we've got a taste for buttons. We need more buttons. Let's add more buttons. How about for moving up and moving down? Reordering things on the page. You like it? Yeah, come on. You can do it. You can make it. Let's add another button. I'll give it a class of move and a class of up. Let's make another one with a class of move and a class of down, because I want to only style move. So let's see. This one, let's get a nice up arrow. Let's look for free. Let's look for up. Not payments and shopping. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Arrow up. Good enough for me. Let's copy it. Let's put it in there. I bet this is just called FA arrow down. Let's see. These move icons. Okay. Button delete, button fave, button dot move. Background color. I want them to be blue. So RGB, but not quite so intense. Yeah. That's nice. White looks good against that. Let's see what we got. How about, did I refresh the page or did I not refresh the page? There we go. Oh, look at those buttons. Those are some slick buttons. Kiss up. All right, cool. Oh, this isn't dinner too far. Surprised that hasn't bothered me before now. All right. Let's make them work. Move up. Item dot query selector button dot up. Add event listener. Listen for a click. Let's call this dot move up. Sure, we'll pass along this and the spell. Let's make it move up function spell and event. Don't need to prevent default or anything. Don't forget your comma. All right, now what? The key here is a method called insertBefore. Let's look up the docs. Here we go. Inserts a node before the reference node as a child of a specified parent node. Inserts a node before the reference node as a child of a specified parent node. Well, that's clear. Let's look at the syntax. Okay. Parent node dot insert before, then the thing you're inserting, then the thing you're inserting it before. So what's the parent? The list itself, right? We grabbed the list way down here in handle submit. I think I like the idea of actually storing the list on the object. So I'm going to do this.list equals document query selector spells. Then I'll change handle submit to just say this.list.append child. Make sure I didn't break it already. Okay. So then inside move up, I can get this dot list. So it's the parent node, so I'll call insert before this dot list dot insert before. And what am I inserting? The item, so I better do this again. So I'll get the button, I'll get the list item, so what am I doing here? Find the LI, move it on the page. So insert before the argument. Okay, the thing I'm inserting is the first argument. So that's item, right? And the thing I'm inserting it before is it's the previous one, right? Wouldn't you know? There's a property called previous sibling that gives you just what you want. There's previous sibling, there's next sibling, etc. Totally works. Well, I mean, does it totally work? Well, let's see what it does. I didn't make a copy. So yeah, it's moving the original. What happens when you get to the top, though? If I try to keep moving, let's watch. So this is the one I got. Move it one more time. What? 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 Okay, once we get to the top, it loses its mind. So one thing to note is that this LI is still here. So let's move our template outside the list so it's no longer a sibling of those because it's messing this up. By the way, to indent and outdent, command or control, left bracket, right bracket. Good shortcut to have under your fingertips. Now let's try moving W up. Good. Let's try moving it up even further. And it goes to the bottom, which is weird, but not as weird as what it was doing. So maybe we shouldn't do that if it's already at the top. But let's worry about that later. First, let's worry about moving it in the array. How do we do that? We need to find it in the array, right? Use our old friend index of. Move it in the array. So this dot spells is my array, dot index of spell. Cool. Then I probably need to save the previous one to a variable. So const previous spell equals this dot spells square bracket I minus 1. Then this dot spells I minus 1 equals spell, and this dot spells I previous spell. Right? You've done variable swapping before, probably. Yeah?
Would that run into any issues if it would first have a...
Yes. Yep. It sure would. And we're already running into issues if it's the first thing in the array, right? Okay. So let's do this. Let's find it in the array first. We found the LI. Now let's find it in the array. And then let's only move it if it's not already first. Only move it if it's not, well, if we're moving up, it's okay if it's last. Only move it if it's not already first. So if I greater than 0, right? Then we'll do all the rest of this stuff. So if it's not already first, We'll move it on the page, and we'll move it in the array. Let's see if we did it right. Click up. Nothing happens, no matter how many times I click it. App.spells. Okay, they're still in order. Let's move W up. It's up. And it moved up in the array too. But I can't go any further. Yay, up buttons. That seems worth a commit. Move spells up the list. All right, we did that. How hard can it be to move them down? Move down. Dot query selector. Button dot down. Add event listener. Click. We'll call this dot move down. Dot bind this and spell. And it's going to look a lot like this. Suppose we can make a copy of it. Call it move down. Still need to find the LI. Find it in the array. Only move it if it's not already last. So what? If I... What do I need to check there? Compared to dot length. So what do I need to check? This dot spells dot length -1. Yep. If you're not sure, try it. See if you did it right. Yep. And all this stuff didn't indent correctly. There is no insert after, unfortunately. But what you could do, instead of moving this one down, move the one after it up. So which one do we want to move? We want to move item.next sibling. Oops. What do we want to move it before? The item. So instead of moving this one down, we'll move the next one up. To move it in the array, instead we need to find the next spell, which is this spells I+1. Then we need to set I+1 to the spell and I to the next one, the one that was previously next. If our calculations are correct, yay, we can move up. We can move down. Can we move off the bottom? Nope. And how does the array look? I think it's right. Move spells down the list. Good?